The mystery of Flight MH370, the greatest aviation mystery ever. March 8, 2014. A routine commercial flight carrying 239 people took off into the night. Less than an hour later, it vanished. No distress call, no confirmed wreckage, no survivors. It was as if one of the world's most advanced passenger aircraft had simply disappeared from the face of the Earth. For more than a decade, governments, aviation experts, and independent investigators have searched for answers. Yet the biggest question remains: what really happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370? It was just after midnight on March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, a Boeing 777, departed Kuala Lumpur International Airport on a routine overnight flight to Beijing. There were 239 people on board. The weather was good. The aircraft showed no reported technical problems before takeoff. Everything appeared completely normal. At 12:41 a.m., the aircraft departed on schedule and climbed smoothly to its cruising altitude. For nearly 40 minutes, the flight followed its planned route. Then, at 1:19 a.m., the co-pilot made what would become the aircraft's final confirmed radio transmission. "Good night, Malaysian 370. Nothing sounded unusual. Moments later, the aircraft's transponder stopped transmitting. On civilian radar, Flight MH370 disappeared. Air traffic controllers repeatedly tried to establish contact. There was no response. Later, military radar suggested the aircraft had turned back across Malaysia before continuing toward the Andaman Sea. Why? No one knew. As the aircraft failed to arrive in Beijing, an international search operation began. Ships, aircraft, helicopters, and search teams from many countries joined the mission. Investigators soon discovered that although the transponder had stopped, the aircraft had continued exchanging automated satellite handshakes. These signals suggested the aircraft had remained airborne for several more hours. Analysis pointed investigators toward the remote southern Indian Ocean. The search area became one of the largest ever in aviation history. Still, nothing was found. Then, in July 2015, a breakthrough. A large aircraft component washed ashore on Reunion Island. Experts confirmed it was a flaperon from Flight MH370. Later, more debris was recovered along the coasts of Africa and nearby islands. Ocean current analysis supported the theory that the aircraft had ended its journey somewhere in the southern Indian Ocean. But the most important evidence was still missing: the flight recorders. Without them, investigators could not reconstruct the aircraft's final moments. Several theories have been examined. One suggests the aircraft's course was deliberately changed. Another proposes that a loss of cabin pressurization left the aircraft flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel. Mechanical failure was also considered. Many extraordinary claims have appeared online over the years. However, investigators have found no verified evidence supporting many of those claims. Today, no single theory has been proven. More than a decade later, the families of the 239 passengers and crew are still waiting for complete answers. Despite advances in technology and years of searching, the aircraft's main wreckage has not been conclusively located. Flight MH370 remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in aviation history. Perhaps one day, the ocean will finally reveal the truth. Until then, the mystery of Flight MH370 continues